Please put your hands together for our speaker this evening, Mr. Elliot Kay.
Kids, it's always confusing when you're being introduced, you shake hands.
Yeah.
You know. I'm happy to report, by the way, that I've never fitted in, I've never been normal, and going to the toilet works perfectly. I'm happy to know that I'm fully functional in that respect. So my name is Elliot Kay, and for the next, I'm not even sure how long I have now, what I really want to do is give you some insights into how you can use public speaking to grow your business. How many people would like that? Raise your hands, please. Nice and high. Nice and high. Great. And how many of you do speaking right now? And how many of you will not put their hands up whenever I ask? There's always one who puts their hand up to do that. So I run a company called Speaker Express. And what we do is we work with entrepreneurs and business owners to use public speaking as a growth strategy. So if you want to be Tony Robbins or JT Fox, we can help you do that. But really we're about how do you get sales leads, how do you make an impact in your industry through using public speaking. How many people would like to know about that? Fabulous, that's why you are here, right? Yes or no, people? Yes. Oh, there it is. Good energy, right? I know you've been sitting down, but I'll get you up shortly. So what's some of the problems we face when we think about public speaking? Let's have some shout-outs.
Confidence.
Confidence is one, yes. What else?
Fear.
Fear. Someone else? Huh?
I think remember what to say.
Remember what to say? Have a system for your presentation? Well, you're going to learn a system tonight. That's the good news. A system or methodology.
Managing the audience.
Managing the audience. What happens if you get heckled?
Connect with the audience.
Huh?
Connect with the audience.
Connect with the audience. Look in my eyes. Look in my eyes.
Finding
Are we
the
connected
audience.
yet? And sleep. Okay. Okay, good. What else? Anything else?
Finding the audience.
Finding the audience. Excellent. Well, here's some of the problems we help address when we work with entrepreneurs and business owners. How many of you do a talk you think is brilliant, and then you go to the end to do the sale, and you get very little response? Thank you for your honesty. Anyone else? 2 people? Only 2 people suffer from that. Do I hear 3? 3? Oh, 5. Yeah, good. And of course, not enough stage time to practice, not enough people practice their talks, unclear brand message, fluffy pitch, not enough quality leads, and of course, you're not seen as an influencer or someone to be heard. How many of you are scared of that moment when you stand up on stage and you're scared that someone's going to go, who are you to talk to me about that? How many of you had that fear? The imposter syndrome, you're going to be found out, be honest. A few heads. You see, women are okay to put their hands up, men not their head. Yeah. I can't put my hand up, possibly. So it's very interesting how people respond to that. I want to say something up front, because I've worked with multimillionaires, I work with people right at the beginning, and how successful you are is not a reflection of how good a speaker you are. And a lot of people, when I meet them, very successful entrepreneur, exited businesses for millions, like, hey, I'm really successful, I've sold business to millions, I'm a great speaker. And then they go on stage, and you want what? Kill them. Okay, that's a bit extreme. I'm not sure about, but yes, basically they don't do themselves justice, and it has a greater impact on that. And we're going to come into that. So please remember, no matter how successful you are, being a speaker is an extension of that, and it's like anything. It's a skill, it's a craft, you need to work on it. And one of the quickest ways to accelerate your business, to get out there and make impact, is to stand on stage and deliver with grace, with impact, and that in itself will grow your business. Who would agree with that? Thank you. So, what do all these amazing people have in common? Deborah Megan, Warren Buffett, Steve Jobs, Sandy Sandberg. Does everyone know who Sandy Sandberg is? Yeah, former CEO of Facebook? Great. What do they have in common? Everyone shouts they're rich. You know that. And Steve Jobs is dead. You know that. Right? So what do they all have in common?
They work hard.
They all work hard. Yes.
Eloquent.
Eloquent. Yes, absolutely. That's a great one. Eloquent.
Experience.
They have?
Experience.
They have experience. Let me tell you, the hint is in the theme of tonight, what I'm speaking about, is they all attribute the growth of their business to public speaking. Warren Buffett, in his book, the first chapter he talks about is public speaking. And he admits, if it wasn't for public speaking, he never would have asked his wife out. So I might not be able to help you find your partner, but I'll be able to help you use public speaking to grow your business. And that's what they all have in common. Steve Jobs, An amazing story. Anyone seen him when he used to launch products? What happened to the audiences? Everybody's saying, let me know what it is. And then he pulls out of the pocket, oh my God, that's amazing. And they haven't even know what it is. It's like this piece of metal that plays music. And they're like, oh my God, that's amazing. Right? Warren Buffett's an amazing storyteller. And Sandy Sandberg's TED, if you can watch it, it's amazing. How she stacks things for you to remember things, phenomenal. So check them all out. And Deborah Meaden, no comment. Okay. Let's talk about the effect of bad public speaking when you do a poor job. First things first, do not maximize your potential to get leads, to get sales, to ability to grow your business and make an impact. The other thing, of course, is it might harm your reputation. Now imagine you've been billed or you've been invited to speak as an expert. And you've all said that you said you particularly wanted to kill them, right? Then you stand there, and then they start talking, boring, not engaging, not adding value, talking about themselves the whole time. Who knows speakers like that? Yeah? What does that do to your reputation? Especially if you've got a sniper in the audience. You might not survive till the end, but it harms your reputation, right? The other part is you could be a really polished speaker, but if you're speaking in front of the wrong audiences, you don't get the result you want. Would you agree? Yes or no? Yeah. Yes or no, people?
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely. So here's the sweet spot. Highly paid, in demand, and of course, for some of you it might be signed by a bureau, or for some of you it's about getting on the big stages. Nina's recently done 400, she's doing big stages. Do you think Nina, right now, is in demand because of her, where she's speaking and next to who she's standing? Would you agree?
Yes.
And Nina, I'm certain, does an amazing job from what I've seen tonight, which means that will accelerate the growth of the business. Would you agree?
Yes.
Yeah? So keep that in mind. So who are we? Just a little bit about us. I'm Elliot Kay, the lead trainer, marketing and commercial director. Anik is the co-founder and my business partner. That's my beautiful wife, who's involved in the business. And that's Claire Anstey. She's one of our trainers. Anybody hear of a very small influencer called Jay Shetty? Yeah, so she trained him how to speak, so she's part of the team. And this is some of the stuff we've worked and who we've worked with in terms of credibility. Who are we? We've got people onto Dragon's Den, we've got people onto TEDx, we've interviewed people on TV, got people to be interviewed, etc., etc., etc. These are some of the brands we work with. Small budgets, big budgets, we accept them all. You'll be happy to. Right? This is just a tiny bit about me. So I'm the co-founder, I'm the lead trainer. I've got over 6,000 hours of delivery. I've also trained myself 3 times that, roughly. And for 5 years, I'm an assistant trainer for an international public speaking training company. I also have another business. I'm with a serial entrepreneur called Strategic Brilliance Services, although I'm winding it down, and that's where I go into business and strategically help them grow. And I also consulted a growth hub, which is a government-backed scheme where I brought into high growth, normally around marketing and sales, and I'm going to make sure they're doing it in a sustainable way. And I'm a mentor of the Princess Trust, but I do want to say this. Everything that I do is about 2 things. Who wants to guess what they are? Speaking? The bigger picture stuff.
Contribution.
Contribution is a big part of it.
Legacy.
Huh?
Legacy.
Legacy. In its original format, yes, as into what I can hand over and have nothing left, yes. I do it for 2 reasons. To be a great father and to be a great husband. That's it. Everything that drives me, those are the 2 motivators. I have a beautiful girl, she's 2, and a beautiful wife, she's not 2. And everything I do is for them, of course for myself, yes for legacy, but all of this is for that, so we can truly live the life we want, and we can make the impact we choose. That's why we do what we do. So Speaker Express has done numerous things, worked with a variety of entrepreneurs, anything from bloggers to people running crowdfunding campaigns to petition against rape. We've done the Speaker Awards, we've had people speak in front of the Mayor of New York. That's what we do. So here's how it works. Here's the journey of a speaker. I want to enlighten you. Because how many of you think you just stand up on stage and boom, you hit the big bags, you get the massive sales? How many of you think JTs did that in one day? How many of you can pinpoint the moment you brushed your teeth and it stopped you from going to the dentist? Anyone? Can anyone pinpoint that one workout that gave you the bicep or the thigh you wanted? No? What's the core idea behind that?
Practice.
Consistency, practice, of course you take feedback. So let's look at how it works and I'll take you through the speaker method. So it starts off with confidence. Even if you're confident, who would agree there's a whole other level to go? And there's a whole different challenge. How different is speaking in front of 80 people tonight to going in front of 1,000 people? Would you agree that's a different level of confidence? Absolutely. The next part is, so you develop your confidence, then you have a signature talk. That puts you on the spectrum. Then that's something you deliver time and time again. This is one of my signature talks. Once you do that, you have a signature talk, you start to get gigs, right? And your influence starts to rise. Can you see that? Then you're also perceived as an expert because you're speaking a lot on the topic. Then you're actually seen as a leader and you start to sell on stage. You start to get leads, clients, and sales. Then you move into the influencer. Then you get to the authority space. So, let's look at JT. Is he confident?
Yes.
Only slightly.
Yeah.
You might need to speak to me for some work, right? Does he have a signature talk?
Yes.
Absolutely. Does he get gigs?
Yes.
One or two? Does he sell? Yeah? Does he have social media visibility, therefore seen as an influencer? Actually, he's in the authority space, isn't he? And that's how it works. Everyone starts at some point and it's about that growth. That's where it goes. So if you want to use speaking, please understand you might already be somewhere along this. To get to here, it's about having all of these in play at all times. One of my mentors, an incredible guy, very, very successful person, I can't mention his name, he told me, and he speaks in front of thousands of people, he's shared the stage with Gary Vaynerchuk. Everybody heard of Gary Vee? Yeah? He shares the stage with him, and he told me recently that, excuse me, that he actually struggled with confidence because he was asked to do a speaking gig and then facilitate 12 businesses, all $500,000 turnover and more, about a topic they've never discussed. He had to go back to basic for his confidence. This is a guy who speaks in front of 3,000 people. He was more scared of 12 people and the topic than he was about the big stages. We all have our stuff around confidence. So what does it look like? This is the speaker method, and I'll take you through that and show you through how it works. So confidence plan is the signal talk, get booked, pitch and sales, build a profile. Remember, this is about strategies to use your business, you're speaking to grow your business. This isn't about me turning to Tony Robbins, banging your chest, getting everyone jumping down. That's a particular style, right? All very relevant. The other thing to remember, as I discussed, is there's no finishing post. One of the great things about being in a community like this, being part of IMN, is when you work on this stuff, you get new thoughts, new behaviors, right, and actions. Thank you very much. Right? And there's no finishing post. There's no utopic ending. There's no like, I've arrived, I'm here, oh. Doesn't quite work that way. There's no finishing post. Entrepreneurship has no finishing post. There's some very successful people in this room, I'm sure you agree. The bigger you grow, the bigger the challenge. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no finishing post for this. So let's talk a little bit about confidence. Right? There's 3 levels of confidence I want to share with you. Level 1 is the moving forward confidence. Yes, I can do this. I can do this. How many of you know that one? You go to a seminar, you get pumped. Moving forward confidence. Level 1. Then there's level 2, where you're in the leadership space and you're able to manage things when things go wrong. Right? That's when you're confident enough to manage mistakes. Things go wrong, the laptop doesn't work, all this stuff, you're able to stand there and do it. Level 3 is the ability to let go and detach. And be in flow and still deliver massive value and still be able to impact, still get sales, but you're just in your flow, and that's level 3, right? So this is Kelly, and we work with her. She came along. She's got huge online following, massive blogger. She's all about Project Me. She basically was a mom. She became a mom, and then when the kids grew up, who am I? Anyone relate to that? Yes. I don't know who I am. That was her. So she set up a whole business to support mothers refine their identity. 30,000 followers online, big blogger. When it came to her book launch, shitting her pants. Could not stand there and do it for toffee, right? She came along, she's like, can you really hurt me? Is this worth the investment? Like, look, work with us for 3 months. If it doesn't work, give you the money back. And she did. She came along, she worked. She got the book launch. As you can see, she stood there. For her, it's about nerves, it's about confidence. She applied everything we learned in terms of how you manage your nerves, emotional intelligence, so emotional mastery, I believe Marcus was talking about. She really started to practice that. Not only she did that, she ended up talking in front of 200 people as well. I think there's a blog on our website from her if you want to at some point check it out. But that comes from just addressing confidence. And it's amazing what you can do when you're confident. The rest you can polish. So, some tips for you about confidence. Always have a pre-stage ritual. Before I came on stage, I was standing up, walking up and down, doing my anchor, firing off my anchor, my affirmation. I also do I do a little prayer. There's many things I do. Right? I bless the room with love, peace, and harmony. Yes? So everything goes smooth. I also ask questions. What will it take for this to be a great presentation? So I allow surrender. Practice, people. Do not shortchange. Please repeat after me. Stage time is a gift.
Stage time is a gift.
Please remember that when you stand up here, you are taking everyone's time. So if you are doing everyone a disservice by not practicing. So when you're invited to talk, please do it over 50 times. Also, it do a lot of work for your confidence when you've drilled it 50 times. Another one is to focus on adding value. Focus on the audience. I don't stand here for 30 minutes to talk about my life. Sure, I can go and help in bankrupt and sexual abuse and growing up an alcoholic dad. I can do that, but do you want to hear about that really? No, you're here to hear about public speaking and how I can grow a business, right? If you want to do that, buy my book, How to Succeed. Okay, good. Here's news for you. I'm going to judge you anyway. Some of you like me, some of you don't. I'm okay with that. Some of you are impartial. That's good. Whatever happens, but that will never deter me from standing here and doing what I do. Yeah? So that's the news for you. Let's move quickly. Brand message. I want you to imagine this. And we might give this a go, in fact. Imagine you've been booked to speak in front of 20,000 people in Wembley. This is your golden moment. Then you get there, and the promoter says, listen, I'm so sorry. Beyonce needs to go needs to go earlier than we expected. So I can only give you 20 seconds to impact the audience. Do you think you can communicate your brand message in 20 seconds? Yeah? We find out. If you know it, well, that's always a good start. Knowing your brand message is always important. Do you want the 4 ingredients to really mastering your brand message?
Yes.
Okay. That's what it is. No problem, how results. We know that most entrepreneurs are leaving money on the table by not using public speaking as a growth strategy. The problem is, either they think it's too complicated or too hard, and all it will take is a few tweaks. The way we do this is through the speaker method, and the results we get are getting onto TV, getting funding, getting the clients you want, leads, and getting your message out there and making the impact. Who timed that? I can tell you it's about 13 seconds. Believe in me, my wife knows. I'm joking. Okay, got it? Yes, I went there. It's okay, right? That's the 4 steps. So a lot of stuff when we teach is when you master being able to communicate your brand message in 20 seconds and you build your marketing around that, that's when you make an impact. That's when you get sales, and that's when people see you as an influencer. Think of anyone right now in your head that you perceive as an influencer. I bet you know what they stand for really quickly. Do you agree? Yeah? Those are the 4 steps. Do you want to have a go at this?
Yes.
Yeah, do you want a crack? Let's give this a crack. Yeah? So I'll give you 3 minutes to write your version of this, right? 3 minutes. And then what you'll do is have a go at delivering in 20 seconds. Yeah? And whoever masters it gets a prize. Don't know what it is. You get a prize. Alright, your 3 minutes starts now. Have a go at writing yours out. Go. Time. So, first things first. Turn to the partner who you just been speaking to. Give him a high five and say, you can speak, man. There we go. So, how many of you nailed it, locked it down in 20 seconds? 1, 2, 3, well done. Let's give him a round of applause. We'll try this in cup of tea outside. When we finish, you can have a sip. Okay. So, here's some tips on how to get your brand message. Please practicing mastering your brand message. So whenever you go, you can make massive impact very quickly. And always share your brand story. How'd you get started? What drove you? What motivates you? What keeps you going? All of that really counts. I'm going to have to move slightly faster now. So I just found out I have 10 minutes. Here we go. Right? So this is Ash. Someone that massively mastered the art of sharing his brand story, his core message. And as a result, he went from getting no paid gigs to doing massive rooms in the entrepreneurial circle. Won't speak too much. Next one is Signature Talk, and I'm going to give you the 7 steps of what it takes to create a Signature Talk. Here you go. You've got to have one great speech at least, which will build your business. And here are the 7 steps. Feel free to take pictures of it. Let me know. I can do some of those poses. Huh? I don't mind to take pictures. As long as if it helps you, please take a picture. Just please don't teach it, is my request. But have a powerful opening. Make sure you communicate the problem you're solving in a clear way. Always earn the right to stand on stage. Don't assume because of what this, that, and that. What is the solution you're offering? Within the story also falls content and things like that. And of course, what is your call to action? Those are the 7 steps to creating a signature talk. Got it?
Yes.
Awesome. The power of a signature talk. So this was Lizzie. She did exactly that, practiced it over 50 times. She did one talk at the Marketing Society, and she landed Twitter, she landed TEDx, and I think she landed something like Google or one of those big companies from having a good, solid signature talk. My advice would be, is nail one really good signature talk before you expand out. That will give you the effect you want. That's our group. If anyone wants to join our Facebook group where we share tips, advice, blah, 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 blah. You've heard this 100 times before. That's it. Come say hi. Take a picture. Got it? Everyone got it? Yeah. Good. You can see I'm zooming through this now. Get booked. Who here would love to know how to get booked?
Yeah.
Solid.
Solid.
Solid. Great. I've got a tip. Do you want a tip?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Here you go. Spend 30 minutes a day. That's all it takes. Research the people who are putting on your events. Who has your audience? Then build a spreadsheet and start to capture that. Then contact them, but don't contact them like a sleazeball. Contact them in a way that you want to add value. Nina and I spent months speaking, and I've always come from a place of adding value. Can I come speak? Can I sell to your audience? No. Nina, what would be the best way to add value to your audience? What would be the best topic to talk about? So, oh, I do public speaking. Great. That's why I'd love to be of service. So build relationship. What's the key word?
Relationship.
Build relationships with, because they're people too. Go old school. Send them brownies. Send them wine. But don't be a sleazeball. Yeah? Do it because you're building a relationship. Spend 30 minutes a day. And I guarantee if you spend 30 minutes a day contacting, building a relationship, keeping in touch, you will be invited. Go to the event. Find out about it. And then say, oh, I loved your event. So good. How can I get to speak on this stage? Be seen on social media. All these things we showed you that path. That's what gets you booked. Can you all commit to doing 30 minutes a day?
Yes.
Yes? Great. This is someone that did that. She came, she was nervous, she wanted to throw up, all these things. Yeah, Harriet Wayne, some of you might know her. Now she's got a signature talk where she talks about always wear your best knickers. That's a signature talk. In fact, I'm wearing mine right now. No, you can't have a viewing. Right? I'm kidding. She took that into a city tour, into corporations, but what she did more than anything is she built relationships. She's on a bureau called Ace Speakers, if you want to write that down. And what she did is she spent time working on the relationship between the founder and her. Guess what? When they need a female speaker to talk about emotional intelligence, who's the first person they think of? She is, and she gets booked time and time again. Pitch and sales, right? I think a lot of you know about pitch and sales. But this is a guy called Deepak Taylor. Does anyone know Deepak? Yeah, great guy, incredible guy. He runs something called mylatestfreestuff.com. And he came to us because he was pitching with Dragon's Den. What we did, the great thing, this is only about no finish line. He could have stood there going, I have a successful business, I know what I'm doing, I know what I'm talking about. But for him, he needed to refine that. He needed to deal with questions that were thrown at him, hold his posture. He needed to deliver a solid pitch. And that's what we worked with him on. And he got 3 of the Dragons turnaround. Deborah Meader invested in him, and guess what? He walked away because he didn't need it. But what did that do for his profile, for his business? In fact, it crashed his website once he went on there. So he got everything solid. He practiced and practiced and practiced. That's I think you can probably still find the pitch. So Deepak Taylor, Dragon's Den, you can see it in full. I'm going so fast, I'm sweating, Nina. Did someone say so am I?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Writing.
Oh, you're Right, I'm happy to send you these slides, just if you want them in the end. Or Nina, I don't know how you do this, what the process is. Happy to
Send it to us and we'll send it to the members now.
Okay, great. So, actually this kind of brings me nicely to the end, and you can stop sweating. So I really want you to think, did you learn 1 or 2 things tonight?
Yes!
Great. Really think about, are you doing your business and your brand justice by standing on stage? Are you maximizing your potential? Are you harming your reputation? I hope not. Right? Are you speaking in front of the wrong audiences? And of course, I want you to be the jackpot. That's why I wish every single one of you, if I see you again or not, I really hope that I see you on stage, delivering value, adding massive impact, and of course getting the leads and sales you want, in the industry you want. Yeah? Because who would agree right now we need great leaders?
Yeah.
Right? We need great leaders in the world. And you're not going to be a leader without being visible, without sharing your voice, without using your voice for good. It's tough times. Brexit is coming, deal or no deal. Arsenal aren't going to win the league. Right? It's really terrible times.
Liverpool.
We're not going there. But more than anything, on a serious note, we really need everyone, and you're here because you want to step up. And whatever level you're up, it's about the next level. But it's about being visible, it's about having a profile, it's about making impact, it's about getting your brand out there in a way that's going to make impact, and impact your industries, whether it's accounting, entrepreneurship, whether it's tech space, it really doesn't matter. Lead from the front. Lead with authenticity, lead with grace, and then you'll make an impact. Deal?
Yeah.
Excellent. So for those of you who do want to get in touch, speak to me, find out more, there are my details. We can either have a chat, you can see the website. Now also here's a free e-course, it's 6 weeks long. It literally takes you through the speaker circles and emails. We will not bombard you, we don't do that, that's not our style. Right, so if you want anything, please get in touch. One other thing, did you get value?
Yes.
Did you learn one or two things?
Yes.
Good, I'm sweating my butt off here, so I'm happy as ever. So thank you very much.
Sorry, we need to stop this a little bit. Hasn't this been great?
Yeah.
Well done. Thank you so much. Guys, we do have a few minutes for questions. If anyone has a question? Or what?
How did you get started?
In speaking, interesting question. What happened was, I used to be a corporate trainer, so I worked with Sky and Talk. And so I did a little bit there. And then, how many of you know this story? I went to a seminar one day, and I saw the speaker. Thought, ooh, I could do that. And then and also, something I didn't tell you is I used to be a professional dancer. Right? And I thought, oh, how hard can it be transitioning from dance to speaking? Very hard, is the truth. And then because I'd already had 1,000 hours of stage performance. And I thought, oh. Now you're looking and going, that's why he does that with his hands. No. And so then I gradually knew that it would help grow my, at the time, running a coaching business. And then I knew that would accelerate the growth. And so I actually became an assistant trainer, which I worked with someone for 5 years before really going on my own. And then since then I've gone on my own and developed that. I don't coach anymore, and now really focus on using it for entrepreneurship to make an impact. That's how it is. Thank you for the question.
It's interesting that a lot of it comes from performing arts, people being comfortable on stage.
Yes, but there's lots of people we work with who don't come from that background, who are techies, and they just understand the strength. But yes, it's an easier transition when you're used to it. That's a great question.
How do you decide? Really? How do you decide what your signature talk ought to be?
Great question. The way you decide is you have a theme already that you probably are an expert in, that you can talk about. Stick to that to begin with. Right? Because here's what happens. A lot of people are like, I could talk about this. Right? What does he do?
Also wants
20 seconds.
Yeah, you're 20 seconds now. Right, let's say you did accounting. 1 second. Right. Stick, that's it, right? But you stick to speaking your signature talk about accounting, but in a way that conveys that you understand the problem to the audience you want to speak. Stick to that to begin with. Let it raise your profile and position as an expert. Then you can branch out and do, girl power stuff, and I love the Spice Girls. Do you see what I mean? But it's just about focus on getting one really nailed, but something that you already know the theme of course you're passionate and you care about, and that will get you the leads and the impact that you want. Does that help?
Yeah.
Go to the main one, the one that you're happy to talk about again and again and again and again. That one. The one you just talked about.
You're saying about focusing on one particular topic. I'm a lawyer, so
Right.
for me, basically everybody that comes to see me generally has a problem, and obviously there are a range of different problems. Would you suggest that I focus on one specific problem, or do I talk about something that's more general? For example, something I'm passionate about is encouraging young people to do either things like the apprenticeship or training contracts, that side of things, and talking about how I've got from where I was to where I am now, and hoping to inspire that way. So I didn't know which direction you would suggest.
So first of all, to make the impact, get sales, get leads, I will talk about the biggest problem you solve. And that can include things like, how do you choose the right lawyer? How do you know a lawyer is a good fit for you? And things like that, which people always want to know that they're not going to get conned, they're not going to get overcharged. So you can create a talk just how to choose the best lawyer for you. Now you could say whether you work with me or not, doesn't matter what I want to exact value, but by you standing there talking about that, people will automatically position as the person to talk to. You see? So if you want to go general, that's a great signature talk. In terms of talking about encouraging young people and stuff like that and sharing your story, I would keep that as a separate talk, because the outcome is very different. So always start your talk, your signature talk, with the outcome in mind. What do you want? So when you talk about lawyer stuff, you want them to become clients, right? And then when the kids, you want them to not only be inspired. So just a slightly different outcome. Does that answer your question?
Elliot, what should you...
Where are you? Hey!
Elliot, what's your view of using props to enhance a talk?
I'm all for it, as long as it doesn't distract. As I said, Harriet pulls out her knickers.
Well, I have a talk called the pants talk.
Yeah.
It's an acronym as well.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't distract and it's not too fiddly and it's not something you're going to break down on stage, or go for it. Go crazy.
Rita?
All these questions. I'm still sweating.
Thanks, Elliot. That was really powerfully interesting. Thank you. My question is, I do speak on stage quite a lot. I've worked out that I'm speaking to the wrong audiences. I found the right audience. I'm well received now, so that's been really good. My question is, what I've done is I've developed a portfolio of different talks along the same theme. So always about stress, relationships, but like sort of different stories, different content. Is that okay?
Yeah. Does it get you the clients that you want to work with?
Well, as I said, I'm in the wrong I was in the wrong audiences, but now I'm with the right audience. It's been quite incredible what's happening.
As long as it works for the people you speak, you can demonstrate you understand their problem in their language, that you have the solution they want in their language, and it enrolls people in, absolutely. It's not for me to determine that's right, that's wrong. Look at the results. If it's getting results, it's right. And you're doing it as authentic as you, versus learning a formula that people teach. Yeah, then yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Wow, you know what? I haven't had this many questions.
Hi Elliot, I'm Shen.
Hi, Jen.
This is a quick one. What do you think about the advice that a lot of people say to just be yourself?
What do I think about that?
As in, some people, the way they are themselves, they might not be that engaging, they might be a bit boring, do they?
Be your boring self. Well, there's ways to pull you out in your personality. Does everyone see Brian Tracy speak?
Yes.
He's not a jump up and down. He doesn't move. He stands and for 3 days, but he's very interesting and engaging, right? So there's ways to do that through different use of tonality. So of course I'm very animated, so you can learn to do that. I would say always lead with yourself first, because that's what people will buy into, regardless of what you're doing. So if and also when you're not, audience can read in authenticity. You can see a mile off, you see a speaker, and they're doing something, and they're walking because they were told, and everybody raised their hand. You can see it's not real to them, like Anik, my business mom. She doesn't do any of this at all because she doesn't like it, doesn't feel comfortable, so she doesn't use it. So boring can always be turned around to exciting, but always lead with yourself first. Always, always. Please promise me you're always going to be yourself.
Thank you. I think we're out of time for questions. Thank you so much.